With that, we should be good. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another Monster Mash. I am your host, your GM, DM, whatever you want to call me, Jake, BB, Big Brother, whatever. And I am here with some friends to test out another monster built for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This evening, I am joined by people who are quickly becoming series regulars, particularly. Actually, I wouldn't say they're becoming in this case. Decaf and Shy, who are just the series regulars. However, we still have guest starring Robin and Dinnerman. You guys are
Hello?
still in the guest starring role. You're not
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not
just glad to be here.
full credits yet. Um,
Not yet.
not yet. We'll get there someday. But before that, I would like everybody to go ahead and introduce their characters. Now, you guys you have made 8th level characters for this encounter. So why don't we just start? We'll just go in alphabetical order here with Decaf. Decaf,
Okay.
who you got for us tonight?
Yeah, tonight I have Juan. He is a Darkfields Kitsune who will tell you everything he can about being a caster, but there are heavy quotes on that because we're playing a thaumaturge with the wand implement.
Ooh, okay. Is
Mhm.
that why his name is Juan?
Maybe.
Okay. All right, next up would be Dinnerman.
Hello, I am playing keeping the furry train rolling. I'm playing Pow Dare Monkey. I'm playing a bomber alchemist.
Very fun.
This is going to be quite the test with this class.
Robin, who are you playing?
I am playing Garbont, a rip off of my Morrowind character, which is a orc that uses an electrical spear that I tried to transfer over as best as I could as a barbarian.
Nice. Nice. And then last but not least, we have Shy.
I think I already see what you were referring to now, suddenly,
Yes.
PB.
Yep. I made a mistake. We're about to see the consequences of my actions. So who
Fair
are
enough.
you playing?
I am playing Yusuke. He is a additional character that you can get.
Oh, you're kind of shifting in and out.
I apologize. That's on me. He's an additional character recruit that you can get in Ayuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. Fairly early on, so I don't feel bad mentioning that. And yeah, this is kind of my take on kind of building him. He is, funny enough, a barbarian.
Yep. Because I misread a message sent to me by Robin. I thought it said Bard. It said Barb. And so I relayed that we had a Bard to the rest of the party.
Oh no, I'm
That's why I
sorry.
chose Yusuke. So
That is
this will be fun.
my fault. That is not Robin's fault. So, if things are a little funky this test, we can blame me.
I would offer to play a different character from here. I don't think we have a lot of level 8 characters. Holy cow.
Yeah, I guess I build a lot of stuff at level 9.
I will not abbreviate in the future.
No, that's
Worst
my
comes
fault.
to worst, BB. I do have Ryu.
We'll see how this shakes out. We'll see how this goes.
Anyway.
But the four of you are currently venturing through a swamp. You have actually been on the case of a sudden infestation of slimes within the city. Your investigation has led you to a strange cult or something among the sewer workers of the city, and you are chasing down the seeming leader of this cult, who has fled into this large room. Um, the water level is very low. It's you guys can splash through it easily. But as you approach into this larger room, you see an individual. I can't ping. Sort of like right here, right in this area. And as you see behind them, you see this big like sort of contraption here is actually a large grate. The grate has water like sort of flowing into it. The slats are fairly large. The gaps in it are large, but they're not large enough for like a person to fit through. And you see him like rush up to it, and he's like, you guys are chasing down after him, splashing after him possibly, and he throws open a latch, and he turns as he hears you entering the room. You're too late. This is my magnum opus. This is my masterpiece. Arise, my beast, arise! And before he can finish talking, he's like sort of pointing a finger at you, standing very, posing very dramatically. A hand, a strange, dripping, translucent hand on a long, sinuous limb, extends from one of the slats, one of the gaps in the grate, and wraps itself around the man's waist. He barely has a moment to shriek before he is yanked off his feet towards the grate and pulled, his body breaking, snapping in half through the grate, and you hear a gurgling sound, quickly swallowing his screams. In the mere seconds that follows, you guys don't have much time to react, and most of you likely have your weapons drawn. But if you wanted to swap anything out, you could probably do it real quick, just like a single action worth of things, before the grate bursts open, and dragging itself out of it is a gargantuan beast, a creature of pearlescent ooze slime welling forth. You see like this iridescent shimmer on its form as it sort of like this mottled hue as it is dappled in the sunlight from up above. A face, these features swim up onto like the sort of its visage, these little squinting yellow eyes looking at you as limbs form and sink into its body as it drags itself forth. The creature in question is beautifully depicted by my good buddy, Useless Bum, or also goes by Seth Monster, several different names. But the creature in question looks like this. You can actually see the cult leader you were chasing. You can see the person like dissolving, it just sort of like floating in its body.
Good God. It's a giant egg yolk on its back.
But yeah. It gives this strange ululating bellow at you before we descend into combat. And actually, you know what? Before we do that, I'll show you guys where it is. And let's go ahead and get some music cooking.
Is not my favorite.
Hubert, you fool. We warned you this would happen.
Fantastic work by Seth Monster here, as you guys face off against the Mother Mold.
What do I want to do first?
Use Quick Tempered.
Okay. Your new barbarian ability.
I'm so sorry. How do I roll perception or initiative again?
On your character sheet, on the first page where it's like the little card, the character card, on the left side you should have hit points, armor class, perception, and then initiative. Or if you go on the encounter tracker, which is the 2 crossed swords, there will be a dice next to your character's name, and you can just click that. But all right, it looks like you guys, having probably been ready to fight this madman, are still ready to throw down. You face off against this monster. And welcome to Melkor. Thanks for stopping by. But first is Powder Monkey. Melkor comments, that is a big girl. And,
so in theory, this is like a brand new creature. So like from a kind of mechanic standpoint, recall knowledge wouldn't really.
You could recall knowledge. You could recall knowledge.
Since I have this item, since we've been like chasing around slimes, and
Mhm.
oozes and stuff. Could I have? It's the insight coffee. Could I have made that for whatever the best roll for slimes are?
Insight coffee.
Here you go. Boom.
Popular choice for investigators.
It's the last sentence what matters the most.
Blend chosen. Yeah, okay, so you would have been making pumpkin spice insight coffees, I guess.
Perfect. All right, and then I will. Oh, I guess this is all three. I will pull that out. I will drink it, and then I will. Oh, my computer's been very bad recently, so
Oh
it
no.
lags all the time. I will recall knowledge on this guy. One of my
Alright,
worst-
so this alchemist bomber rounds the corner, sees this giant thing pulling itself out of this hatch, and immediately spends 6 seconds pulling out a thermos of coffee, downing it,
Ooh,
and recalling
spice.
recalling knowledge.
How
uh,
seasonal as well.
Go ahead
Boom.
and 28. 28 is good enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess what its weakest, if it has any weaknesses, rather.
Okay. Well, first off, I'll tell you that
Mm-hmm.
from what you can pick up, what you can tell, this creature is, as I've said, a mother mold. They are a very powerful form of slime, a very powerful ooze, well, at least substantially. However, you know them not to be, they're not quite direct combatants themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But as you examine it, you try to recall to mind a weakness. While there's no inherent weakness that swims to the forefront of your mind, you are aware that their reflex and will are not terribly potent.
Okay. I will scream out. They're slow, and her brain is putty.
Okay.
And well, turn.
All right, Juan.
As I look through the 40 bombs I can have to see what will work.
Beautiful. All right. Let's see here. I guess I am gonna try and get in there to set up my allies. So let's move down. I'm gonna go 35 feet this way. Oh, come on. Grab. Okay, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Very
That's
nice.
one action.
Do Kitsune start with 30-foot speed?
No.
Hmm.
I required some work for that.
Okay. Okay.
Between fleet and boots of bounding.
Ah, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you move down. You can see like you have to like zoom in on the picture, but there's these like little eyes beneath a heavy brow that follow your movements as you slosh through the water.
Gotcha. Hate that.
Oh, I just noticed a little foot on the back coming out too. It was horrifying.
Like it,
Awful, and I love it.
like I said, like limbs like form on this thing, and like it'll use a limb to like move itself or adjust itself or like pull itself forward. But then just as quickly, like the limbs like lose cohesion or they sink back into the body, disappearing into its form.
That rules.
And then like a new limb will form. It'll like push itself in another direction. It's just this constantly sort of shifting, bubbling sort of mass.
Ugh. All right. Well, I will actually. I'll step forward for my second action, and then with my raised staff that is beautifully ornately made, and thus is my regalia that I wield. I'm going to utilize that +2 circumstance bonus to intimidation check to make it demoralize for my final action.
Okay.
Here we are.
At it. And you have like intimidating glare or something like that?
No, I'm yelling at this thing
Okay.
profusely.
Okay, so it does not share any languages with you.
Oh, okay. Then it's ineffective. That would still
Well-
be my 3 actions.
I mean, you can still attempt it. It'll just be at a -4.
Oh, okay. So then a net -2. I'll take it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it.
And even with that net -2, a 32, that is a success.
Yes.
So you roar at this thing, and it's sort of like still dragging itself out from this pit it was kept in, and it balks slightly. It sort of like shifts backwards.
I love it. And as part of that, I'm then going to immediately spend my reaction for invigorating fear.
The status on it looks so tiny.
You're right, it does.
Invigorating fear. A creature within 60 feet gains a frightened condition. You gain temporary hit points equal to that creature's level or 3, whichever is higher. All right, you get 9 temp HP. 9 is higher than 3.
I'll take it. All right, that's my turn.
All right, Garbonk. Everybody's getting to go before my poor creature.
All right. I'm going to use Sudden Charge to move 80 feet, as a matter of fact.
Oh boy.
Thanks to Fleet plus Furious Footballs.
See, can't quite move like that because, yep, there you're good.
Yeah.
You're good right there. Then you'll have to, like,
Then the 10 feet right over.
okay, rounding out your movement. And so you run beside this thing as it sort of shrinks back from Juan, swinging your halberd as you go. Or your
It is a
Guisarm.
Guisarm.
I apologize. 24. That is a hit. Alright, your Guisarm sinks into the rubbery flesh of this massive creature. And some of it just like splatters into the water, but you just see it like get drawn sort of back towards its center. But it does not seem to appreciate that. It's not like what you just did.
Can't tell if my electricity damage got added to that. Or was my rage damage added to that?
It does not look like it.
Oh, you don't have the little thing in the upper right of your corner.
Just say, are you raging specifically at the moment? 'Cause-
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention the quick tempered, just like the other barbarian.
Yep, so you rage. If you click the rage action on your sheet, we should be able to just apply the effect to you. Right?
Still new to Foundry, unfortunately.
There's under rage under your actions, you should have a use button.
Okay, yeah. So if you can find your actions, you should be able to find rage there.
You
And
should
then
have an
there's
option to just apply effect.
Oh, weird. Let me see. I'll take a look. I don't look at character sheets that often, so I don't... Yep, we got Draconic Rage is
That's how-
clicked. So,
That worked for me, so.
yep. How much electricity damage should it be?
It should be 8.
8? Okay. I will just subtract that myself.
Sorry about that. Then my
fine.
final action, I'm going to try to trip. Or
Okay.
a map,
Yep.
right?
Yep,
Timothy?
so be at a -5.
Not sure how to do the -5 on the... actual
If you
sheet.
just roll, we'll subtract. All right, that is a critical success. Or wait, a 33. Oh no, sorry,
32.
it's off 32. It's off by like 1, even with frightened.
Unfortunate.
All right, so it does get tripped though. You somehow
That's my turn.
throw your weight, throw your shoulder into this ooze, and you tip it, send it reeling over. It almost ends up sloshing to the side. Yusuke.
All right. Well, rage is applied, but I need to enter a stance because it wouldn't be me if I didn't have 14 icon. Oh, enter dragon stance. As he doesn't flavorfully, he doesn't like enter like that kind of stance. He puts his hands in his pockets and gets ready to just Sparta kick you in the face, basically.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to go ahead and use, funny enough, sudden charge.
Oh no.
Oh, it's feeling beautifully similar.
The fact that you both went Dragon Barbarian is hilarious.
I am not a dragon barbarian.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I am furious.
You're just Dragon Stance.
Yes. 25 feet. Another 25 feet to there.
Okay. So you charge for sloshing through the
50.
water,
And,
getting just within range of the creature.
and we'll go ahead and make a dragon stance. Dragon tail strike
Okay.
against the
Punches
little
off guard
creature
AC.
here.
Yeah.
Wah! Not have backswing.
31. That is a critical hit.
Oh,
However, go ahead and roll normal damage.
yeah.
So I was
Because
going to
while
say,
I
I didn't
forgot-
click for a reason.
Well, I forgot to write it in. It is immune to critical hits.
I saw that critical hit. I'm like, yeah, and then I remember it's like, oh yeah, there's a reason I'm not playing a gunslinger right now.
Oh man, I rolled low on those 10s.
Okay. A solid blow against this creature. But not enough to stop it from taking its turn. As I hurriedly enter in its immunities. There we go. Yeah. Alright, it is actually not going to stand up. What it is going to do is you see the iridescence coalesce sort of on its form and gather, and you see like a swell, like a bubble forming under this iridescence. And as it does, as it gathers, yeah, we're doing that one. Excuse me, just adjusting a few things. The bubble slides off of the mother mold and splorches onto the ground. And for a moment, it just seems like the mother mold has abandoned a piece of itself. Except you see this new pocket of ooze of slime writhing and roiling as it turns into a dark color like that of living tar. As it uses spawn slime. And I forgot to record how many hunger points it had. I'm doing so now. Alright, that's how much it has left. For spawn points. I wrote that down under gruesome growth.
Ugh.
Okay, so that is 2 actions for it. It does have a manipulate trait, so if anybody has reactive strike, go for it.
That would be me.
Okay, 36, that is another critical hit, which unfortunately is just a regular hit. So just go ahead and roll regular damage. Still not applying your rage damage, but you did say that is 8?
Yes.
Okay. So that is...
Try to figure that out.
Here, let me see if I can help with something.
2, okay, 3, 36. But that is 2 actions, so as it reels from getting smacked, it still manages. You see a pair of hands suddenly like grow from the body of the mother mold and scoop up this living tar, which reaches a trembling pseudopod out towards its mother. Only for it suddenly to be hurled. How far away? Within 60 feet. The living tar is callously thrown. Whoops.
What kind of mother are you?
Like a bird. Just kicks its little bird out of the nest.
All right. He gets thrown 20 feet. So as part of this, the ooze does take 1d6 damage for every 10 feet it was thrown. So 3. And then, as a reaction, as it lands atop Juan, it gets to try to engulf you. So I need you to give me a DC 22 reflex save. It's right up there. You should be able to just click it. 25.
Yay.
Right. If a creature succeeds at its save, it can choose to either be pushed outside out of the monster's path or push in front of the monster to the end of the monster's movement.
I will be pushed aside, I guess, question mark?
You want to go north or south?
We'll go north.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
Take
just
me
gonna
north.
Throw you up there. But that is all of our actions. And the Living Tar does not get to act this turn aside from that reaction, which means we are back to Powder Monkey.
Okay.
I'm no longer frightened.
I guess I'm gonna go through with the same thing, kind of. Try a little recall knowledge on the Living Tar,
Okay.
hoping that same question if it's has any weaknesses.
The +2 isn't factored in, right?
I am not sure. What did I do? No, it is not. It's not now.
Okay. So if the +2 is not factored in, that is a success. Unfortunately, this one also has no weaknesses, but you know, its reflex is even worse than its mother's.
This thing is slower than molasses, which is perfect because that's what it looks like. I will. It's reflexed only, huh? That was one action. Second, that would be L3. Dang it. Let me look at this real quick. I believe the range is 20, isn't it?
You should have 2
Yeah.
actions remaining.
Yes. Okay, I will step here. And then third action, I will pull out a bomb and throw it. Wait, that sounds like 2 actions is what you're saying, but I'm a quick bomber.
Okay.
So I will quickly draw my crystal shards
Ooh.
and I will throw it at this guy and pray, knowing that full well there's probably no bleed damage, but pray there is anyway.
That is a critical hit.
Hiya!
However-
Take this normal damage.
Yep, it is still immune. Alright.
And then as the bomber, the splash damage is not applied to only the target of my
Yeah,
attack.
very cool. Alright. So that should be all 3 of your actions, which means we are back to Juan.
Alrighty. Then I think let me think on this. I have an idea. It looks like tar. So I reach into one of my pocket to initiate my exploit vulnerability as I go, well, it's a very sticky substance, so I think we should start with some pocket sand to deal with this.
Okay.
So I will attempt to exploit. Let's throw that there. I
God,
basically have to make a
Nice.
recall knowledge check with esoteric lore.
tonight's session is just the actions with big text boxes.
Heck yeah! It's fun that way.
Okay.
Alright, so there's this. Unfortunately for myself, I do have diverse lore, which means I take a -2 because I just know everything. But it
Oh.
might be a little wonky. But it
I
might be
think-
worth it.
I think you only take the -2 if you're using it for a different thing, right? Like if you're using it for Arcana.
Maybe?
But if you're using it for esoteric lore, I think it'd be full.
Let's see here. says about any topic, not just the usual topics available for esoteric lore. Oh, I guess so. Well then, never mind.
Yep. So
I
yeah,
shall
you're
roll.
good here.
All right, then here is my recall knowledge.
Ooh, that is going to
Or
be a
my-
critical success.
Awesome. Okay. Let's see here. So if I remember things, I have a flash of insight. I learn all creatures' resistances, weaknesses, immunities.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it has resistances, immunities.
No resistances, no weaknesses, but it is immune to acid, bleed, bludgeoning, critical hits, mental, precision, unconscious, and visual.
Okay.
Good lord, let me write those down.
Just goodness. Okay, sounds good. And then I think as part of that, I will then enact the. Is it called?
Now it does say, when you succeed at your check to exploit a vulnerability, compare the result of your esoteric lore check to the DC to recall knowledge for that creature. If that number would be a success or critical success, which it is, you gain information as if you had succeeded at the recall knowledge check. So,
Beautiful.
if you'd like 2 more pieces of information, I can give those to you.
Special abilities to look out for.
Well, you know what? Calling back to a little bit of our last encounter, it does have an adhesive mass.
Ooh.
So a weapon that hits the living tar is stuck to the used. Removing it requires a successful DC 23 athletics check to break open.
Interesting. Okay. That's disgusting.
You've seen it use engulf. So I will just add that it has the constrict ability.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Cool. And then I will sprinkle my pocket sand on my other regalia, or my other implement, which is a wand, and enact my personal antithesis to give it weakness against my unarmed and weapon strikes,
Okay.
equal to half my level plus 2, so 6.
Very nice.
So that is my first action. Second action, I'm going to get away from this thing before
Okay.
it becomes a problem. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I'm going to move back to here.
Okay.
And then my last action, I'm going to use one of those unarmed strikes. I'm going to create a bright orange ball of fire, and I'm going to throw out some foxfire.
Okay. Sounds good.
Here
Because
is
that's an unarmed
the-
attack, so that'll trigger
It
your.
is,
Oh no.
but it's a net one. Wait, but I have a hero point.
Ooh, you are the hero of this session. Everybody else spent it chasing down the guy that got killed in the prologue.
Like, I'll take what I can get.
That'd be a crit if I could be affected by them.
Awesome. Well, here is the normal damage roll.
This is where I'd put my
and-
trophies, if I had any.
Exactly.
All right, fire leaps from your hands and slams into this creature, which is going to take this 12 plus another 6.
Yes.
Did that
That is
go through?
everything.
That did go through. Okay, perfect. Garbonk.
And I just go, Almighty Caster.
All right, I think I have Rage applied now, so
Looks like it. Yeah,
Uh,
awesome.
did he lose his frightened condition at the end of the turn?
Yes, yes, you did.
Then I will use Intimidating Strike for 2 actions.
Okay. That is a hit. Also, Robin, just so that you are aware, if you hover over the creature, you can hit T to target them.
That's
And so
right.
it'll-
I forgot all the keybinds that y'all taught me about last week.
Yep. Because that'll automatically roll your die against like its armor and stuff, and it's nice. But that is a critical hit. Or wait. No, that's a critical hit. But it is immune to critical hits. Okay. Rules question. Do you guys think it would be frightened 2
Oh, frig. Okay, hold on. I've gone down this rabbit hole before, and it hurts. God.
I would imagine the idea of it being, well, no, because that would be more about a mental immunity. Like if it's like a regular person who gets hit by a crit, that's reason they're more afraid. But if this thing is immune to crits, there's no reason for it to be more afraid.
I would think that just as a feeling that if it was immune to critical hits, it's immune to the damage. It'd probably be immune to the effects of a critical hit as well.
Mhm.
Maybe, yeah.
We'll go with Frightened 1 for now. If somebody finds something in between rounds to suggest otherwise,
I'll
I
look
will
into
roll
it.
with it. Yeah. Alright, that was 2 actions, leaving you with 1. What would you like to do?
Then I will just step 5 feet back.
Huh? Okay.
I may have already found something.
Okay.
Apparently, according to Player Core, page 408, immunity to critical hits.
Ooh.
Immunity to critical hits works a little differently. When a creature immune to critical hits is critically hit by a strike or other attack that deals damage, it takes normal damage instead of double. This does not make it immune to any other critical success effects of the action, such as a critical specialization effect or the extra damage of the deadly trait.
Okay.
However, in some cases, the GM might determine the added effects do not apply.
I'll give you a Frightened 2.
It's a frightened 2.
Alright, then that brings us around to Yusuke.
Alrighty. I have a curiosity about something.
Okay.
The Living Tar's adhesive mass. So the way the wording on that, when a weapon hits it,
So not an unarmed attack.
it also says, it does also say that it can release it. I'm confused by that. In other words, if I kick it, am I going to get stuck?
Nope, because it
At least
specifically
according to
says
adhesive mass.
rules as written, it is only a weapon that hits a living tar is stuck into it. You
Because I noticed when it
unarmed.
said living tar can have any number of objects or creatures stuck.
that might be more a reference to its engulf ability.
Enough. Interesting. Y'all want help with the living tar? Because at least I can hit that more comfortably.
Do the thing.
I believe in you, Garbunk. You got this. Yusuke will step over to here, run over to here. And then...
Okay.
Ayuden doesn't really have movement mechanics that I have to worry about, but we'll say that he's been charging up, as it's called, and he's going to make a grievous blow.
Alright. Essentially just, balance swing, whatever it's called. That'd be a crit
Yep,
if this
It's
thing
just
could be.
swing.
Go ahead and roll some damage.
4d10 plus 13.
There you go. What? Why did it take no damage? Oh! I did say that actually in its immunities.
What?
Acid, bleed, bludgeoning.
Oh,
Critical
no.
hits,
Fuck.
mental, precision, unconscious, visual.
I missed the bludgeoning part.
So you sweep your foot down, crashing into this thing, and it just sort of like bounces off of it.
I'm looking through my character. I am literally useless against this thing. So good luck.
You dealt damage to this thing. You dealt damage to the mother mold perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah, no, the mother mold, yeah, sure, but like this thing, I'm like, well, never mind. I cannot help you guys. Good luck.
No!
All right. Speaking of the
I am
mother
at this
mold,
point a meat shield.
it is her turn. The living tar would get to act first, but I think she's able to, like, almost communicate with it, and it holds.
No.
She's going to spend an action to stand up, which, if the Guisarm has reached, that would trigger a reactive strike.
That does, in fact, trigger a reactive strike.
Okay. Go for it. Yep, another crit, but doesn't matter.
Has every hit been a crit this whole fight?
Welcome to Fighting Slimes.
Yeah, slimes are.
But so it drags itself back onto its feet for one action. It follows that up with this sort of hideous ululation that is same sort of sound it made when you guys first entered the room. This strange gurgling sound. And you can see like its body like ripple and vibrate as it does so. And these same ripples are taken up by the living tar. As it gets a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and any engulfed DCs. So that was 2 actions. Its final action will be to swing out at Garbon, who's just been beating the crap out of it. So this hand clumsily swings at you and misses. Dragon goes down by 1. And it is Powder Monkey's turn.
Is the excuse me, is the charge still holding?
Good point. Good point. Thank you. The tar. Let's see. Okay, perfect. The tar is once more going to try to engulf. And so it gets to move up to double its speed. Which means I can get through all of you. So it's going to drag itself along. And I need you guys to roll me some reflex saves.
Of course I failed.
Okay. Alright, so Yusuke and Juan, do you guys want to be pushed along with it or pushed aside?
Aside, please.
I will likewise take.
Ah!
The monkey gets swept up in it.
Good lord, it's
I
eating
wouldn't be
me!
able to help you even if I wanted to, Monkey. I'm sorry.
Alright, It is grabbed and slowed 1. Grabbed, slowed 1. You take the listed amount of damage when first engulfed, and at the end of each of its turns while you're engulfed. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. And that's going to be a +1 because of the gurgling growth, or gurgling growl. With its final action, the living tar will swing out on Juan. And it has a +1 to hit on this. Ooh, almost a crit. Off by 1.
Cry.
And that is going to be, I'm going to have a +1 on this damage as well. 28 points of damage. With just this pseudopod just whoosh, lashes out at you. But it is then Juan's turn. Juan, you managed to narrowly avoid this thing. But as you sort of like step aside, you hear the brief cry before it's muffled of your longtime companion, Powder Monkey.
Real quick, it's my turn. We went back.
Oh, we did.
Let me read this real quick. Of course. All right. Well, Juan earlier called out that it engulfs, and I randomly threw this on my formula list and just thought, I'm never going to get to use this. And here we go. Let's see. We're going to try some quick alchemy, but not before doing a little... Let me move that. DC 5 flat check, if I can click on it here. Let's go.
You're good.
Beautiful.
And I will use my excuse me. Oh, let me mark that off. I'll use one of my versatile vials to make... Where is it?
So, despite being stuck in this, like, tarry mass, you managed to pull some vials, pull some alchemical ingredients from your belt, and start mixing and swirling them together. And what do you create?
I create one.
One.
Give me a second. Quick
Okay.
alchemy.
Just one.
Just me.
Frog
Yeah.
skin.
He
tincture.
creates one.
Frog skin tincture.
Yes.
Never heard of this.
It is a poison. When I drink it, my skin becomes poison. Oh, I'm not being swallowed whole, but I don't know any different. That's my turn.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean,
With a jaws or other bite attack.
rules entirely as written, this thing wouldn't be affected. However,
Yeah.
I feel like Rye, rules as intended, a creature engulfing you should also be affected by this.
It's like your skin exudes this toxin. I feel
Yeah.
like it shouldn't even just be jaws. I feel like, maybe jaws because it's going in your mouth. I guess this is
Yep.
the idea of ingested poison rather than contact. But
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
true.
make a saving throw. This will be at -2. I'll factor that in after the fact.
mhm.
So that is a failure. So it is stage 1 on the poison.
All right.
And I don't have an effect to keep track of that with. So we'll just have to keep that in mind.
I have a notepad here.
Anything...
Drink
Say,
it.
so she
out
just takes
poison.
2d4 now, yeah?
Oh, right, because it's first exposed to it. Yeah, so go ahead and roll that 2d4 damage.
It's on entering the stage, yeah.
Yep, you
Oh.
are completely right.
Like, spit me out, you big bastard. Each one. All right, that's 2 actions because I'm slowed, so that's me.
Alright, Juan, like I said, you see your friend just get pulled along with this thing, disappear into it.
I shall attempt to free you with all 3 of my actions to cast all of the spells. The first of my spells shall be a continued Foxfire Strike.
Okay,
Hiya!
another hit, nailing this thing.
Ah, love it. That way my weakness applies.
Like I said, you guys chose
Oh.
chose good characters to bring to this fight. Good
This
classes.
is hilarious, and I'm loving it.
Good. Because we haven't even bloodied the mother mold.
I'm not surprised.
Okay, so I've taken the weakness damage. 2
Beautiful.
actions remaining.
And then for my remaining 2 actions, I shall fling magic from my wand, which also does fire damage.
Okay. You know, people gotta think, people
then-
that fall for this gotta think you're the fastest spellcaster around.
I really am.
Like,
And
they
I'm
say you
boosting
fling
this,
in-
so it'll be the 46.
Ooh, okay. They see you flinging 2 spells in the round and they go back to their cast. I'm like, why can't you do that?
Exactly.
Let's see. Critical failure. Now, the neat thing about being immune to critical hits, you're not
Mhm.
immune to critical failures.
It's true.
So go ahead and give me that damage. 'Cause this,
Alrighty.
at least I don't double the weakness.
Let's see. I clicked on level boosted damage. Is it? It's not prompting. So you know what? I'll just roll it myself.
Okay. Do it old school.
Fine. Exactly. 46 plus 4. Here we go.
Nice. 19,
For an
and it
additional
will
19.
take double. As well
Love it.
as the weakness of 6. Putting it beautifully at 69.
Nice.
That's all my actions.
Alright. Garbonk.
Okay. So I will be using, after seeing that this thing was immune to bludgeoning damage, switch it up and use, what's it called? Sun Charge to go up top.
You're like you
Quick
run
train!
you run past Yusuke, you're like, switch!
Yep, just switching it up. So 55 feet. I don't know how to grab my character.
Oh, if you have the token controls, yep, you got it. Alright, you dash up to this thing again, sort of splashing back through the water. 35 to hit. Again, that would be a crit, but Just go ahead and give me regular damage. Also, the living tar is bloodied. I don't think any of you guys would be able to tell if the slime is bloodied, but I like letting you know as your GM.
It's like slightly less solid.
Together,
Wasn't
yeah.
solid before. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
One
my
action remains
weapon?
for Garbonk. Oh, right,
My
your
weapon
weapon
gets
gets stuck
Mm.
in the adhesive mass. You want to try pulling it free?
I would like to try to pull that free.
All right, go ahead. Yep, you pull it right back out. So your Wyrms swings down and just splatters some of this creature along the walls. But you have to, like, you tug for a second, your Wyrms doesn't come free. You have to set your foot and just rip it out, sending more of this living tar splattering behind you. And
is
that
my
brings
turn.
us to Yusuke.
Well, he is more than happy to just say hell yeah and switch out and go towards Mother Mold. So he'll just move right over here, I guess, having gone nowhere.
Okay.
And he's gonna try and feel a little better and do it again.
Okay. You're fading out a little bit.
Again, but I'll try and be better about it.
All good. I got what you were doing when you threw it up in chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so you sort of put power behind this kick, lash out. Another critical hit that does not go through. Ooh, but that
It
hurts.
doesn't need to be.
Still not bloodied, but that hurt.
Doesn't have the equivalent of a face, but he's doing everything in his power to try and kick it in it.
It's got a face. See?
It's hard for him to see it.
Right there.
Probably because he's confused by the other dude that's slowly melting and is trying to not kick his face. He's trying to kick the thing's
Yeah.
face.
The guy you were chasing, you see his body slowly float by.
It's just
being
hard to tell
dissolved.
where the face begins and where the face ends.
Yeah. Alright,
probably good.
no, 0 actions, because move and then Grievous Blow. Which means
Yup.
it's my turn. It's my turn to play. We're gonna start with another Gurgling Growl. Make sure her boy's nice and strong. And that he's within range. Yep. Then, she's going to sweep out a grabby little hand at Yusuke.
Here.
And she is actually affected by her own Gurgling Growl. She'll go so... Oh boy. She'll balance out her penalty from Frightened with this. Okay, so that is inaccurate, because remember, like I said, she does have that +1. So that is a 25 exactly. So, this hand swings out and smashes into Yusuke, dealing 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And she's going to try to follow that up with a grab. So this is going against your Fortitude DC. So, not super likely. Let's see what we got. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Let's see. That was 2 actions. Don't have another spawn near me to throw. So I'll just swing at you again. So remember?
Just eats another.
Yeah. She's got to have another baby before she can throw it at people. Cha! Again, with the
Right.
+1, that is exactly a hit.
Figures.
Gurgling Growl coming in clutch. And that'll be 15 points of damage with Gurgling Growl.
Oh, okay, hold on. That means the previous one also went up by 2, so.
Should just
By
be
1,
up by
so-
1, yep. And you know what she's going to
Take an
try?
additional 2 damage over them.
She's going to try for another improved grab. Natural 1.
Nope.
We're ignoring that natural 1. We're just going to say she failed. We're moving on to the living tar baby. Who
Before you do, I think I needed to have taken extra damage because I take it at the end of my turn if I'm still engulfed.
Oh, you're right. You're right. The end of your turn. All right. So engulf. That's another 17 acid damage because of gurgling growl.
Would it have been when it lasts until her turn?
Yep.
Got it. Oh, not 3. Crap. I was at. It said 51. And
Okay.
then-
So the living tar is going to lash out against Garbonk. Oh, also, the mother mold is no longer afraid. She has shed her fear and become all the stronger for it. Anyway, a pseudopod strike against Garbonk. I do have a reach of 10 feet, just like Garbonk does. So, cha! Ooh,
Definitely a hit.
definitely a hit.
Would
All right,
powder still be in there
what's that?
if Garbunk? Would you hit it with damage type wise?
Oh, you're thinking of the
Rupture. Doesn't that need
The
to
rupture.
be from inside?
let's
Does it need to
see.
be from inside.
Help if I spelled rupture, right?
If the monster
It
takes piercing or
is-
slashing damage equaling or exceeding the listed rupture value from a single attack or spell, the engulfed creature cuts itself free.
It is, in fact, slashing.
How much
Let's see.
slashing damage did you do?
I think it's
Specifically.
The way I'm reading it, it sounds like the engulfed creature is the one that has to rupture it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it
That's-
says an engulfed
cut
creature can
themselves
attack
free.
the monster engulfing it, but only with unarmed attacks or weapons with light bulk or less. The engulfing creature is off guard against the attack. If it takes piercing or slashing damage equal or exceeding the listed rupture value from a single attack or spell, the engulfed creature cuts itself free.
Weapons with light. Okay, I can still attack it. I'm like, wow, I'm just cooked. But I think all my bombs are light. Yeah, they are. Thank God.
Otherwise, it was 16 slashing damage. But I don't know if it matters for me.
No, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough call. But the way I'm reading it, it sounds like you have to be rupturing. Has to be done from the inside.
That's fine. This thing will be dead soon.
Hey,
I
if,
was gonna
and if
say via
you
the
disagree,
wording, that makes sense. It's
feel
just
free to let me know in the comments.
head.
But that is going to be a total with the +1 from the Mother Mold's Gurgling Growl. That is going to be 52 points of damage to Garbonk. You've already taken the 50, so if you just want to add 2 more onto it. It is going to spend an action to try to grab you. It's going to use its grab ability. So it's going to attempt an athletics check. Actually, can I? Nope, I can't click on that. Okay. So this is going to be against your Fortitude DC. 25?
I'm having to check. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. I think that's going to be a fail against a Barbarian. Yep, your Fortitude DC is 29.
That is a fail.
Alright, that leaves me with one action. So I'm going to use that final action to strike out against Juan. Attack number 2. 17
thank
is a
God.
miss. Which brings us back to Powder Monkey.
All right. I should have kept reading that. First, let's get this thing's little fort save out the way.
Oh,
Where's
yes.
the thing I'm looking for frog skin tincture.
Alright, let me make sure I got the creature selected. Oh yeah!
All right.
Critical success.
Bye, poison. It was fun. Let me read this. Okay, so I also reread it. I'm currently suffocating. I have
Can't imagine many rounds of air left.
7. No, it's 5 plus con, so I have 7 in
Ooh.
total. So I have 6 rounds remaining.
Very
But
nice.
same deal. I'm actually going to use quick bomber to draw this blight bomb, and then I will throw it at this guy. Like my hand will kind of like come out, and I'll try and just like throw it against the side of it.
Okay.
If I can open my sheet, computer, stop being a silly Billy.
So you are
There
going
we
to
go.
lose 2 rounds of air at the end of this.
2? I thought it was just 1.
Reduce your remaining air by 1 round at the end of each of your turns, or by 2 if you attack or cast any
So
spells
then
that turn.
I'm actually, because I attacked last turn, so I would only have 3 left at the end of this turn.
Did you? I thought you made the tincture and drank it.
That's true. That's true. I did do that. So back to just 3. Here he goes.
Hit.
Useless, but it does take persistent poison damage.
Ooh, spicy.
Let's remove this from my inventory. I'm definitely gonna make another one. And then, you know what? Last action, I will. It's not for each attack, right? It doesn't seem like it. So now I will try to escape, despite that, because I am not long for this world. If
Okay. Well, you are at a -5.
mhm. And that's athletics or acrobatics.
Correct. Or unarmed attack rolls if they're somehow better.
They aggressively are not. Here we go. 18?
Critical failure.
Was it worse? Do I?
No. If it wasn't your last action, it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then.
When you crit fail and escape, you can't attempt again for the turn.
Oh, okay. And then I take the end turn damage again.
Yep. Let's see some acid. Oh, you're hanging in there. You'll live forever.
No, those numbers I won't.
1. This thing is on the ropes.
I shall use all of my power as the greatest and fastest caster there is to get you out of there. And in a repeat attempt of my last turn. First action Foxfire attack.
Okay.
We're just gonna keep it up. Oh, not that time.
Oh. So, I mean, the funny thing is, that's a hit, but it's a natural 1,
Yep.
which turns it from being a success to a
Forces it to be
failure.
a miss. Oh, that's so funny. All right, we'll try the other thing. We'll do the reflex save with the fling magic again for the normal D4s now.
Okay. And so it's just your wand is recharging before you can do the extra damage version, right?
Yeah, round 6 is when I'll be able to do the big version again.
Yep. Okay. Another critical failure. Exactly a critical failure.
Love it. All right, so 44 plus 4.
44? What?
Yes. So much. All
Yeah,
of
just- Just a flat 44. All right. And that triggers weakness, as we've said. And your weakness is 6? 100% on that?
Mm-hmm.
Had 5 hit points remaining.
Beautiful.
So down
Sliding
it goes.
Come back to me, Powder Monkey.
Yeah, Powder Monkey.
Black
The-
tar comes coming out of my lungs as I'm coughing up.
Yeah, this thing just loses any cohesion it had and just sort of like drops, sinking into the water, getting pulled by the current. Some of it getting pulled back towards the mother. And Powder Monkey's just like sort of crawling out of it,
Just in
puking
here.
up. It's you.
Crawling through this sewage.
Garbunk.
All
So
right.
they're all gone now, right?
Now a Powder Monkey is saved. Helped very much in that respect. I'm gonna stride 35 feet down,
Okay.
back to, or 30 feet. No, 35 feet.
You want to sudden charge again?
You know what? Yeah, let's do sudden charge to put me back into flanking.
Right back there? Okay.
Moving back and forth here.
Yep. Yeah, I need to try to like figure out something with the ruler because I can't use it properly in the update with the remaster and stuff. So
I've enjoyed being able to use the ruler, just measure, and then like if I'm measuring it from a character, be able to just press the spacebar and they'll follow.
Yep.
Nice.
Another hit. Just wailing on my thing. Oh boy, ow. And I can close the living tar sheet. Alright,
And then-
not bloodied, but close.
But close. And then I will try to trip for my third action.
Okay. Now, I was gonna say, it's already off guard to you and Yusuke.
Yeah, but if it has to stand up, it has to use a manipulate.
The
trait.
reactive strike. Good point. Good point. All right, go ahead and give me that athletics check. $29. That is a success. So once more, down it goes. Yusuke.
All right. Guess what?
Grievous blow.
No, we're gonna make a normal strike.
Okay. 21 is a hit.
That
Oh, that was the damage.
beautiful man. I appreciate you.
All right, it is officially bloodied.
All right, and now we're gonna grievous blow.
All right. Go ahead. Give it your best shot. Also, don't mind me.
And skadoosh.
42 points of damage. A mighty blow against this creature. All right, that should cover your turn, which means it's my turn.
Indeed it does.
And you know what? The mother mold has postpartum depression. She thinks having another child will help with that. So she is going to use the last of her growth points to spawn a creature that I forgot to get ready and get a picture for. So she's going to spawn a globster. Which, if you look up the art for it, looks kind of like Krang from TMNT. At least in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I think it looked cooler in Pathfinder 1st Edition. Also, that was a manipulate action. It was
You
a
know what that
spawn
means.
slime, so yep, go ahead and hit me with that reactive strike.
So in the same idea of the crit effect still going, if this is a crit, would that cancel the spawn slide? It's not. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. 27, very nice. Alright, you have kind of been wailing on her. So what she's going to do with her child, she is going to take her child, and she is just going to yuck him in your direction.
Oh, I was expecting this to come at me.
I think Garbonk's been getting more hits in. You're both very good options.
Yeah, fair enough on either account.
So she hurls her child in your direction. It takes, let's see, how far did I throw that? Not very far. Alright, it takes 1d6. And it'll use its reaction to make a tendril strike against you. So, wabap! Nails ya. That is going to be 17 points of bludgeoning damage. And you must attempt a DC 19 Fortitude save.
I will gladly do that as soon as Foundry reloads.
Oh no. Foundry
Yeah,
down.
it just happened to me for some reason.
Uh-oh. Well, while you're loading back in, let us know when you're ready. How are we liking the mother mold so far?
Disturbing on about 17 accounts.
Big disturbing. I really love it.
I like it a lot.
I have
The fact
used
that-
Yeah.
all of its abilities.
The fact of it having so much health and the fact that it can spawn things, like literally our fight got split in 2 separate fights, is like really interesting.
You said Fortitude?
Yes, yeah, so actually if you have your character selected, you should just be able to click on that DC 19 Fortitude box in the chat.
God, Foundry's so cool.
Right?
I love that.
And you are obviously, that is a critical success, so it is not even close to affecting you. But I got some more damage in, and that's what really matters. Alright. Powder Monkey.
All right, these are three separate actions, but they all. God, I could not say that sentence. I will move here. I'm not even going to bother. That's 30 feet. I don't know why it did that. I guess that's what you guys were talking about with the ruler.
Yeah.
And then I will demoralize this creature. I know it can't understand me, but I will so foul creature and your accursed children, I'll send you all to hell.
All right, -4. Even with a -4, you get your point across.
And then quick bomber. This is all happening in tandem. They're 3 separate actions, but they're all happening at once.
I can envision you sloshing through the water, running up with a bomb in hand.
As I'm screaming, there's still black tar coming out of my mouth.
Yep.
I'll be spitting that out for days. Where did my blight bomb go? I definitely have a. There it is, blight bomb moderate.
Yep.
I will craft one of these, and then I will throw this. Oh, that's silly. Held one
Just
hand.
testing out Foundry features, Robin.
Not quite.
Take this, you filthy
planning.
creature.
Oh, okay. That is a hit. And that'd be a critical hit because of all the penalties, if,
Yeah.
again, it took
If those
those.
matter. No, that wouldn't work. But that's that. It's persistent
All
poison.
right.
I think will do wonders.
Yep. Juan.
All right. So I am going to move back towards the combat. So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I don't want to be that close, though. I like being... yeah, like right here. That'll do.
Okay.
And then because I targeted the tar creature, and these all kind of look like similar enough slimy things, thank goodness I have sympathetic vulnerabilities, which applies my
Ooh.
weakness to all similar creatures.
Ah, okay. When you have personal antithesis applied to a non-humanoid creature, you can apply your custom weakness to all creatures of exact same kind. Okay.
That's cool.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah,
all of
I
them
saw.
have,
I was like, oh, I gotta take it.
all of them have weakness 6 to your attacks.
Love it. To me, yes. And there's a child.
It is.
I despise
petulant
children.
child.
I despise them so much. So I
Podcast
shall fling
listen-
some magic at it.
One of the podcasts I listen to has Ecthelion the Orphan Puncher.
Damn.
Anyway.
I love that so much.
Sorry, you saying you're mentioning your loathing for children. I thought I should mention that. The
I
Globster,
love it very much.
the newborn Globster, tries to duck out of the way of your blast of magic, and as slimes do, critically fails. I feel like I can roll
Beautiful.
the exact same result for all of my saves against your fling magic.
Good. We'll just keep it that way.
Yeah.
Have another
Oh,
4d4
you
plus
know
4
what?
damage.
I did forget something as you came in,
Yeah.
as both of you came in. I needed you
Oh, yeah, sure.
and Powder
Oh.
to make a save against stench, because globsters stink.
Mm,
Ugh. I see.
there it is. Okay.
I disapprove.
Okay, you guys are both fine, so no worries.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how bad my potion spell?
All right, so 17, so that'll be doubled, and another 6 on top of that, a neat 40 points of damage to my poor dude.
Beautiful. That is everything.
And Garbonk. Garbonk, go ahead and start off with that save against the stench. I don't think you can fail unless you roll a 1.
Hey, I might.
We'll find out. So again, if you have your character selected, there we go. Yep, and you got Juggernaut, so that's a critical success. Not that there's any difference. But alright. The Mother Mold is before you, but her child is attacking you. Who shall you focus on?
So, since the mother mold is taking up this square even just a little bit, are these they're adjacent?
They are adjacent.
Then I'm focusing on both of them.
Uh-oh. My poor Mother Mold is made a tactical blunder, it seems.
As I'm going to swipe at the mother mold and the child.
You know what? It's very bold of you to take swipe in a monster mash where I typically only run one creature.
Hey, this is my second Monster Mash. Ignorance is
I
bliss.
love it.
No, yeah, it worked out super well for you. That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, so make a single attack roll. And that's a hit against both of them. Roll damage only once and apply it to each creature you hit. Alright, so 22 to the both of them. And you have electricity damage?
That is correct.
Oh boy. The Globster, you realize, does not appreciate that electricity damage.
Then I will, for my third action, take a step back.
Okay. That brings us to Yusuke, who I'm gonna need a fortitude save from.
Scroll up and I'll just grab the one that's there.
I was gonna say, I could throw it in chat again if you'd need.
That's all good.
Okay.
Bonk.
Critical success.
And I even rolled a 3.
I know. It's a level 5 creature. Be nice to him.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
No bully. Alright. The
You
Mother
don't know
Mold.
Yusuke if you're telling him no bully, but
Mother Mold is off guard, frightened 2, poisoned, prone. Anything else you'd like to do?
Really shocking, and gonna make like.
Oop. I think you might have cut out there a little bit. That is a hit.
And I was just unchecking Grievous Blood.
Gotcha. 22 points of damage.
And now recheck
All right.
it.
She's into double digits.
Then do a Grievous Blood.
Alright, let's see it. God, my AC is 12 right now. Go ahead and roll me that damage.
Oh, I rolled so low.
Ah, great. I'll take it.
You're like, hey, it's fine.
It does mean it's the Mother Mold and Globster's turn. Globster is not mindless, so it will wait for its mother's instructions. As she spends one action to stand, provoking a reactive strike. Oh, right. That's how I remember it. So if you'd like to swing away, oh, natural 20. Very nice. Go ahead and roll me some damage there. 25, okay. So she stands. She unleashes a gurgling growl. And then she is going to swipe at Yusuke this time.
Fair enough.
So she will get a +1 to this, but that is still going to be a miss. That leaves us with the Globster. Now the Globster is also getting the gurgling growl effect. It's getting this +1 and stuff. It does not have reach on its tendril, but it can step. So that doesn't provoke reactions. Can follow up that step with a swing from its tendril. So this is going to be with a +1. 35, almost a crit, not quite. So that'll be another 16 bludgeoning damage. If you wouldn't mind giving me the save against nauseating slap just for humor me, please. Yeah.
You're
I thought so.
humored.
And then it is going to go for a grab on you. So it's going to make an athletics check. This is against your fortitude DC, which is 29. Yeah. Ooh, I got you. All right.
I am grabbed.
So this tentacle comes whipping out and manages to wrap around you and seize you in its grip. And that brings us to Powder Monkey. Oh, the Mother Mold takes 6 poison damage.
Beautiful.
Rolls a recovery check. Crit succeeds. She's
Uh,
one less frightened.
I am going to step here, seeing the Globster take that little extra lightning. My monkey eyebrow will slightly raise, and I will quick alchemy draw my bottled lightning, and then I will throw it here. Oh, I can't. This thing.
Yep,
so
I
it'll
see where you are. So it'll
damage.
splash onto the Globster, but not onto Garbonk. Okay. Go ahead and give me your roll. That'll hit. Go ahead and give me some damage. Alright, 9 to the Mother Mold, who's now off guard.
Oh, true. And you guys aren't flanking, but she's still off guard.
They're still flanking because Garbonk has reach.
Oh, right. Never mind.
And then the splash damage. Which I feel like should electrify the creature it's holding as well, but...
And then you know what? There's no flourish or anything. Oh, that was quick bomber. I'm gonna quick bomber, make another one, and do it again.
Sure. Might as well.
I have 3 versatile vials left. Give me a second. I need to find where it is. Bottled lightning. There it is. Craft. Equip. Alright, I just draw it. And then, same deal. Middle map. I'm sure that'll still be fine.
Ooh, you know what? You only got that because of all the penalties on it.
Just barely fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was close. You're rolling an unarmed attack for some reason, by the way.
I clicked the wrong thing. Oh. Okay, this is the same map.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think your attack roll would be super different. Okay. So you throw this bomb, and it hits... I mean, it feels weird, like, envisioning throwing bottled lightning into into an ooze, because you feel like it would probably just sink in there. But maybe it does, and maybe you have some sort of mechanism that causes it to explode. And a miniature lightning storm lights up the Mother Mold from within. And as it, like, the bolts, like, rip through all the stuff inside her, she, like, stiffens, and then her body loses cohesion. And she slumps to the ground, dead. The Globster takes splash damage, and is a level 5 monster versus a level 8 party. It gets short work is made of it. We don't need to play that out. But that will cover tonight's encounter. So yeah, good job everybody. Thank you for that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
We are now going to move in to talking a little bit about the design of this creature. So I'm going to go ahead and end encounter. That took us 6 rounds, which is a little bit longer than normal, especially for what is supposed to be an easy encounter, but it is an ooze. And oozes are just big, really big meat bags. A lot of health to work through.
Meatbag, and it was indeed summoning things, so
Yes.
we were focusing attention on.
So I'm gonna
yeah,
configure ownership so that you guys can look at the Mother Mold yourself, located in the monsters folder. So I'm going to remove her conditions so that we can look at her actual numbers. And we're going to go through the numbers. Have a little chat about them. So, starting off with ability scores. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I should give a little bit of frame of reference for this. This is an original monster. And actually came about, the entire concept for this thing actually came about during a session with Decaf and the other members of the Fangs of the North campaign, or Rampage as it used to be called. But they had fought a Onkrov Queen, which is a fairly high-leveled version of the Onkrov that does have some like buffing capabilities. But after fighting it, we had discussed a little bit, and maybe I'm the only one that remembers this because I brought it up to Blue and he sure as shit didn't remember. But we had talked about like the idea, the concept of a creature that is a higher level, but its power is in supporting and empowering other creatures rather than being a huge threat itself. And so the initial concept for that was like a bug, but I was like, "Oh, I think that'd be cool to apply to like an ooze." And as part of that, one of my initial plans was like, okay, well obviously this has to be a big ooze. This has to be the mother of all oozes, the mother mold. And so I had looked at making this thing at like level 16. But going back into it, looking back into it, the biggest like stretch of oozes, the most populous like levels for oozes was level 6 and 7, which has like 8 or 9 oozes in between those two levels. And so I thought making it a little bit lower, it has more to draw upon. So that's at least the basis of the concept, basis of the idea. Getting into the actual numbers, at level 9, it has a high strength, just based purely on its size. It has an extreme constitution. It has a low wisdom, and then everything else is either 0 or in the negatives. Unsurprisingly, it uses a low perception, but it does have motion sense, as is common amongst oozes. It only has a single skill, which is athletics, at a high bonus, mainly so it can use its grab ability. Now, defenses is where it gets a little tough, because oozes don't follow the normal rules for defenses. Oozes traditionally have super low AC and super high hit points.
Mhm.
And so I tried to balance those out like the best I could. For point of reference, the low to extreme range for its level is usually 25 to 31 for armor class, and low to high hit points for its level is usually 112 to 198.
Good lord.
Yeah, it has a little bit more than that.
Yes. Yep. It has double.
Just a little.
Saving throw wise, obviously that extreme fortitude, it has an extreme or that extreme constitution lends to an extreme fortitude, but its wisdom or its will and reflex are both only low. It also only has 15 feet of speed, but it does have a reach of 20 feet. So checks and balances. It has some pretty traditional immunities for an ooze. Acid, critical hits, precision, and conscious. Most oozes have that. Interestingly, the Globster did not have immunity to precision damage. But those immunities, I want to publicly apologize to Dinnerman, whose first plan was a rogue, right?
Gunslinger.
Gunslinger,
Mhm.
and then you were looking at something else with precision damage after I told you like.
It was gonna be gunslinger and then rogue, and then I was like, all right, I'll be an alchemist. Is toxicologist cool? Is it got a? And then I remember what you said, but it was just like, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'll be a bomber. Like
Right, because
actually,
I
like,
asked
no,
you
but I thought it was
what
gonna be
your
over.
save DC was going to be.
Right, and my class DC was gonna be like 23,
24.
and it's
Its fortitude is
23
23.
between 22 or 24, and
Yeah,
its fort save is 21, so it's impossible to fail.
yeah, it'd have to get a critical failure to be affected by any of your poisons. And I do that as part of this test, just so that players don't make a character that is going to be completely useless against this. I know that is sometimes going to like not completely useless, but it's going to be like they're going to have fights that they're not geared towards. But for the monster mash, I want you guys to at least be able to do something. Moving on to its strikes, like I said, this thing is not a powerhouse. It actually only uses a low attack bonus. It actually had a lower attack bonus than the Living Tar. And its damage at 2d6 plus 9 is also low. Now, compensating all those low numbers are its abilities. First off, Gruesome Growth. Whenever the Mother Mold kills a living creature with its Engulf ability, or spends 1 minute dissolving a creature that was once alive, it gains spawn points. The number of spawn points is based on the size of the creature consumed. Small creatures provide 1 point, medium creatures provide 2, large creatures provide 4, and huge creatures provide 8 spawn points. A mother mold can have a maximum number of spawn points equal to twice its level. Now I just stuck with 12 for this campaign, or this session. I thought that was a fun number to play around with. And that is followed up by the ability we saw a couple times, Spawn Slime. She ended the encounter with 0 spawn points, but this just says she spends any number of spawn points to create a creature with the ooze trait. This creature can't have a level higher than the number of spawn points spent, and it appears in an open space next to the mother mold. It must fit in this space. It acts independently at the start of her next turn. I might just change that to be at the end of her next turn, so that way it rolls better together with like her gurgling growl, which empowers all oozes.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good.
Yeah. I wanted her to have. So, I will say, I originally did not have a plan for Hurl Slime, but Seth Monster, as he was doing the art for this, added like some hands to this thing. It was like, oh man, I could imagine this thing taking one of its goopy little babies in its hand and just throwing it at the players. Like if it had rolled good on initiative while you guys were all bunched up there, imagine if it had just been able to throw a gelatinous cube on all of you that immediately tried to engulf you guys. You probably would have succeeded on the save, but it would have been funny to at least try.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Hurl Slime, I wanted it to be one action so they could spawn slime and then throw one of its babies in the same round. And so to balance it out a little bit, I added the whole, upon landing, the creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet it was thrown. And then it gets, if it lands adjacent, it can strike. So this is for the slimes that don't have engulf. If it lands on top of a creature, it can, and it has engulf, it can use it. And of course, while I didn't use this ability, the Mother Mold herself has engulf. And because this is one of the things that she actually would want to use to like gain advantage of some of her features, this does use a high DC. However, the damage is, let me double check here. Yeah, the damage is a little bit below unlimited use. But that covers it. She is pretty simple, but I thought she was a fun design. How do you guys feel? What do you guys think? Any suggestions, comments, questions, concerns?
I think it's really cool. I really like the concept behind it, especially if it has a higher number for the spawn slime, where you can very quickly turn a low encounter into like severe with like every turn she's just pumping out new things.
Like I said, so the base level Mother Mold has a max of 18 spawn points. Now that is dangerous because she could in theory just pop out a level 16 slime. But
is it any ooze or oozes of a lower level?
Any ooze. But that comes down, in my opinion, that kind of comes down to the GM. Like if you're playing a game, you're assuming that you and the GM both want to have fun together.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'm just too good nature to
that makes sense.
Imagine people abusing it, but it's something that certainly could be.
Twice the level. Oh, she summons a chromatic ooze and you all die immediately.
On the other hand, it could be cool, it could be kind of fun to have her have the party be like a level 16 or something, or maybe around there, and they find a Mother Mold, and she just spawns a appropriate level ooze, like that level 16 ooze, and it's just back there buffing her baby.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted her to have. I wanted her to have that range.
Yeah, that's incredibly cool. I'm gonna use this. This is awesome.
I was gonna say the gurgling growl really kind of pushes it over the edge. At least for
Yeah.
me. I love the idea of spawning everything, but now all of a sudden she's making all these oozes way stronger. Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of terrible.
Yeah, I was Gurgling Growl. I wasn't sure how big a number I wanted. I kind of just based it on Courageous Anthem, the Bard ability. Just kept it to a simple +1 because again, every every bonus, every one matters in Pathfinder Second Edition. And so I was like, I don't want to, especially with her being able to summon higher level stuff potentially. I'm not sure I wanted to give her let her be able to spread a +2 bonus around.
That's true. Here's an idea.
And we did see that +1 came into effect because I think there were a few attacks that I missed that ended up hitting precisely because of the +1.
You hit Yusuke
Yeah.
at least twice to do a +1.
Yep. She had a 24, and that +1 made it exactly a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what
here's
you were
an
saying
idea.
though. Yeah.
No, no worries. What would you think of adding that +1 to the escape DC as well
Ooh.
for being engulfed?
Okay. Yeah, I dig it. So adds all losers within a 60-foot emanation gain a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, any engulf DCs, and engulf escape DCs, I guess would be how to word that.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, size smaller than it. Oh, right. She's gargantuan. So aside from the carnivorous blob, nothing.
There's not a lot of blobs smaller than her, but I did want to limit her. I didn't want her.
Larger?
Was that?
Did you mean larger? She's the largest size, right?
Is she? Okay.
Gargantuan or colossal?
I didn't want her. I kept the whole limitation of her size or smaller.
Yeah, no, I think that's good.
Yeah, because I didn't want to get. It's a ridiculous creature. I didn't want to get too ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So gurgling growl.
Which ultimately works out. I'm looking at all the oozes. There's only one other gargantuan ooze.
Yeah.
So she can throw literally every other ooze except for that guy.
Yep.
But we hate that guy, so screw him.
Oh, is it the unique ooze?
It's the carnivorous blob.
Okay. Okay. So how does that look now?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool because it would make sense that it makes it harder to escape as well.
Yeah.
I think.
Awesome. I couldn't come up with a good reaction for this thing to have. I don't think everything needs a reaction. One of the things I do like about Pathfinder Second Edition is just the fun reactions that you can add to creatures, like the Talon from last week catching people's blades in its dead flesh.
Yeah, that was really cool. Here's an idea. I had two, but I'll skip out on one because it has 400 health. Maybe something being the idea of it being a mother. If it hits one of its children within reach, she can strike at it. Little reactive strike.
That's fun. I kind of like that. But that almost plays counter to her hurling her babies.
That's true.
At people.
That's true. My other idea was
I don't think she's a good mother.
She can eat one of her children to regain health, but again,
yeah,
she has enough health.
She does.
Yeah, I think any reaction that she would have should probably focus around all the other oozes she can spawn.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be her primary. That's the point of her fight, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Wait.
What if?
Go ahead. I just came up with another idea.
So yeah, I wonder if you and I just had the same idea. So kind of in reverse of what you just said, Dinnerman. She commands. So anytime she gets attacked, she can, as a reaction, command one of her babies to smack whoever attacked her if they're within reach.
That's good. What I was going to suggest was a reaction similar to gurgling growl, but when they're about to get hit by something, it gives them resistance equal to some number to the damage, as in she hardens the ooze-ness of them or something.
Yeah.
But I like the one that you did,
Okay.
making her kids beat up her enemies.
Yeah.
If all of her kids have reach, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a reaction, so she only gets one per round. And also her kids would have to spend their reaction to use it, I think. And only one would be affected. But so like she can't hurl slime, have that creature like react to something, and then because then that creature's reaction is spent.
Right. Her slime makes them use their reaction. I forgot.
Yep. Okay, so I'm thinking a reaction protect mother. Should I use just a classic Friday the 13th line, kill for mother?
Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Beautiful.
That's in theme.
I was thinking something like Mother Knows Best, but there's no way that works. The mother gives them +1 on recall knowledge checks.
Okay, so trigger. The mother mold is damaged by an attack, spell, or ability, and the creature that created the effect is within reach of a different ooze creature, you think? Or maybe just specifically an ooze that she has spawned.
Mm.
I mean, I think that depends on the theming.
Yeah.
If I'm calling a kill
What-
for mother, it should probably be an ooze that she spawned.
Yeah.
I would think
do-
any ooze in the arena near her is probably an ooze that she spawned.
Probably. Okay, trigger. The mother mold is damaged by an attack, spell, or ability, and the creature that created the effect is within reach of an ooze that the mother mold spawned. Effect. The spawned ooze can make a strike as a reaction against the triggering creature. And I'll copy and paste this and throw it in the because I'm putting this on the actual character sheet. But I will
Mhm.
throw it in here. So, kill for mother. Oh, I wasn't done editing. Please stop. Okay. Fold that. Fold that. There. 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 And this is a reaction. Perfect. Okay. There we go. How's that look to people?
That's great.
I think it's beautiful.
Awesome. Well, all right. I think that covers it. Shy, Decaf, anything you guys want to add? Anything we missed?
No, I think I'm actually very happy with this one.
Good. I am as well. Like I said,
Yeah.
6 rounds is a little long for an easy encounter, but I mean that's just how it goes with oozes. Robin,
Have an ooze
anything?
that brings more oozes. So yeah, it
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
gonna be time consuming.
Robin, anything you want to add?
I just keep wanting to tune it up.
You
I want to make this like an
wanna-
insane encounter.
want to
I
give it
just like
more?
the idea.
Well, so that is the thing. And this is true for any GM, any system. Like a monster stat block is the baseline. It is the thing to work off of. So like if anybody else ever wants to use this, wants to add this to their campaign, I wholly encourage them to add more to it. You can even make it a higher level. Give it like more spawn points, let it summon bigger oozes, stuff like that. Like I mean, this thing could very potentially like be the final boss of like a campaign.
I still think it's worth just for any ooze type monster for the reaction that we just made up for it to be applied rather than the ones that she just spawned in the case of like you want to start the fight, and there's already 2 oozes that are already spawned in the arena, and it's not really explicitly clear that she spawned them. That way the reaction covers them. If that makes any sense.
I see where you're coming
Right.
from, but really that's just up to like the GM's discretion at that point if he wants to be like he or she or wants to be like, you know, these are ones that she spawned ahead of time and they just hang out with her.
I really like her.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
when I bring this in my game. That's exactly how I was going to do it. Just any spawn near, any ooze near her.
Just happens to be one that she spawned at some point and she's still
Yeah.
eating. But yeah, awesome. I am glad you guys like this one. This one was a very fun one to build because it's a little weird, it's a little out there. Thank you anybody who came out to watch this or is watching this now on YouTube. I am going to try to raid again. Last time I did it, and like the raid ended as soon as. All right, never mind. There's no ongoing
Yeah,
Pathfinder
usually raid.
raids. It's too much trouble. So we are just going to call it here. We're going to be back next week, probably. We'll have to see. I don't think there's going to be anything really that gets in the way of that, but I'll have to talk with the guys and the gals and everybody else. So until then, stay safe, be good, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.